Hey everybody, I'm Shane and here's my review for Mashle, Magic and Muscles Season 2 Episode 19. The episode is entitled Burnedead and the Magical Maestro. Or Maestro, however you want to say it, but however else you want to say it, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of more reviews just like this one. If you want to support me even further, my Patreon link is in the description below. We're gonna bump up production here. All right, we're going bigger, better, harder, faster, stronger. EST. We're gonna be the EST in 2025. So this episode was so good. It's very difficult it's not even difficult. It's an honor to review such a good show, right? But sometimes it's difficult because then I wonder, am I coming off like a fanboy? Because this episode was really good, and the way it ended just layered. It just layered on more about this, I guess, more about this character, Mash, and more about the world. Now, it really makes me wonder why the manga was like canceled. And it's this and Hunter's Guild with, based off of Red Riding Hood, a muscle mommy Red Riding Hood. Those things being canceled. I kind of wish somebody would do an OVA of Hunter's Guild, because I feel like the anime of Magic and Muscles could probably get it like a sequel. I haven't heard anybody talk trash about this show at all. So let me stop my gushing. We're going back we're continuing the battle of Mash and Margaret. I like to call Margaret Macarone. I technically like to call him Mac. Call them Mac in my notes, because Mash versus Mac, I kind of like it. Kind of nice, right? Earlier on in this episode, just early in this fight, actually, is confirmed that these two are not going as hard as they can, right? They're not fighting seriously yet. Mac can tell that Mash is guarding something when they have their quick tussle, and Mash is coming for a punch, and Mac has that conductor's wand. I love that it's technically as a wand, but since Macaroon does magic, since they do magic, it's a wand and a wand. And they're at a standstill. Macaroon's like, you're not fighting seriously, you're not fighting all the way. I can't go seriously on you when you're guarding something. Mash takes out a giant cream puff. You get a student from the side, hup, 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 hup. She comes in, he puts it down, and they're ready to go. Which, hilarious. I love the commentary where Finn's like, well, that was a kind of a pointless few seconds, wasn't it? And Dot's like, I wish I can get back those seconds. But I do love the fact that Mash makes everyone think that he's doing magic, because he's naming his moves, right? Like spine magic, hell fall. He wants to say hell drop because it's in the Zuna drop. I would call it hell drop, but it's not my move. And then what's the other magic? His spine magic and quadriceps magic, guillotine kick. Just, you got the folks going, oh, so you can't do magic. And Faldo is going, how are they not recognizing that he's just naming normal moves, spells? And it's not played as a joke, right? It's played as just like, what is going on here? That is probably one of the shows at its best. Like the jokes hit, but then when you have like a subtle joke like that, it's like, how are they falling for this? And it's not played up overtly for a laugh. It's very hard to find any faults in that. I do appreciate, again, spoilers, should have read the title. I love how Mash wins this, not with like a special move, but like using his wits. Like that's mostly how he's won a lot of these. But I bet when they make a Magic and Muscles fighting game, they're gonna do it. Mash's battle against is it Claudio? Is that his name? His name Claudio? Ludo Fang. The iron volley. That's probably what they're gonna call it. They're probably gonna call it forearm. What is this? Bicep, tricep magic, forearm magic, straight up iron volley. This move he does here, he digs into the ground, literally makes a giant column, flips it so that Macaroon has no place to go and charges through it. So there's only two options, left or right. And when he does a feint, able to use the pinky, and the pinky is important. Pinky is important to grab Macaroon's cloak, which I didn't realize initially that Macaroon's cloak is, I don't want to say heavily modified, but is modified and designed for their specifications. Meaning, it has the green for the hood, most of the top part, and then when it cuts off, the sleeves are white, the bottom part is white. It took me a while. I realized it watching last episode, but it took me a while to just go, okay, I get what your design is now. But Mash grabs Mac with the pinky back and snaps the wand. Now, why does he snap the wand? Because Macaroon is actually pretty damn strong. Like, the magic. And I'm going to go over the magic, but let me talk about, again, how Mash use wits. We'll do a little overlay here, right? So, when Macaroon starts this battle, telling Mash, this is not parlor tricks. You can't physically punch my moves. And Mac does sounds fa, which makes a sound musical fist. Hitting Mash, ears bleeding. Then he starts bleeding out of his mouth. I'm thinking, did it pop his eardrums? He can still hear, just bleed. When Macaroon does sounds orchestra, which makes these 8 encircling giant contraptions that have each 8 have one massive horn. Then the bases have horns that go around a circle, and there's harps underneath the giant horns. And these things are supposed to just pulverize them. Mash did a Pokemon move and dug underneath the ground to stop because sound travels through the ground, but with enough obstacles, the oscillation wouldn't hurt him. And it was pretty shocking that we get like I don't want to call it a Naruto callback, but grab Macaroon by the foot, pulled them down, and their head is up. That's when he did the guillotine kick, which didn't cut off Mac's head, and goes for the pummel, but stops fighting when Mac's like, you're okay, you're getting me there. But those are his wits. That's him Mash thinking. I don't know if it's just instinct or not. Like I'm talking about how strong Mac is. Sounds fa, sounds orchestra. Mac does the move, which they have to show their full power. They said Mash is worthy. You are definitely worthy. You're strong. So sounds metamorphosis. What's crazy is that the silhouette we get is like, it looks demonic. Like you see a tail, it's like raw and a raw. I think that might be there could be a reference to Disney's, was that Fantasia? With Chernobog on top of the volcano in Disney's Fantasia. Please tell me you guys know what I'm talking about. If you do know what I'm talking about, leave a comment down below. Say, I get. If you play Kingdom Hearts, right? You fight Chernobog, which is one of my favorite fights because I like Chernobog. But yes, Macaroon's transformation is into we say a child, but Mac goes from like tall, masculine-ish figure to a small child, like more feminine figure. Hey, Mac gets hair. Where Mash is like, you grew hair, and everyone's like, what's going on? And this allows Macaroon to use their full magical potential, where Macaroon snaps their finger, and it's like a teleportation. They're moving at the speed of sound. I will not sing the Sonic song. Came close, but moving around at the speed of sound, going from place to the other place they go, right next to Mash. And they blew in his ear. It's very suggestive and seductive, which I can't tell if it pissed off Mash because of how fast they were. Lemon did not like that at all. But this is what Mash has to deal with, a being that moves at the speed of sound. Mash, he does three things, and the third thing I'm going to talk about, the third thing he does to combat this, Mash's hand touches the wall. And I love the fact that Faldo is talking to himself, but we hear him, so he's technically talking to us. And Faldo tells us, sound travels farther in liquid than it does in gas, and travels even farther in solids than it does in liquids. And so when you get that snap, big flash and lightning behind Macaroon as they are closing in on Mash in a beeline, Mash was touching the wall, and instinctively, feeling the vibrations instinctively, we was able to move out the way and do a lariat. That was the second thing that Mash did to show his brilliance, or at least his battle aptitude, right? But it was a good fight. The mega horns, the metamorphosis, turning young, long hair. Right here, more androgynous, becomes sound. And so the big move, because Lance, again, talking to us, even though it's talking to his head, Lance is saying it, Faldo is saying it. If Macaroon wanted to be serious from the beginning, using secondeth would have instantly ended all this. And so Macaroon, they go, all right, I acknowledge you. Hold on, I'm going to go down here because I want to know exactly what they said. You're a worthy opponent. Earlier, Macaroon said they acknowledged Mash with the turning into the sound thing. But here, you're a worthy opponent. The secondeth is called Death Gong. You get the giant pink explosion and notes, and it's a massive bell above the arena and in the center of all this. By the way, the crowd is going wild. They're loving this fight. And this move will, in 1 minute, the bell will gong, incapacitates anyone within a 2 kilometer wide area. Dot wonders if they're okay. Lance is saying it's wide enough that's going to only hit in the arena, so we should be fine. But what's Mash going to do in order to stop it? Has to break the wand, right? Macaroon is moving at the speed of sound, going from place to place. So Mash has to chase them and then try to get the wand, which I explained to you how Mash did earlier, using those wits. Just for a character that makes funny faces, because seeing the death gong, Mash did his chibi funny face. For him to be so... I did compare this show to what people were saying is Harry Potter and One Punch Man. I can see the One Punch Man with the funny faces. I was saying Harry Potter and Gintama, also with funny faces. He's right up there with your protagonist that somehow pulls it out of nowhere. Although I don't think he seemed like he was going to lose against fake Harry Potter, Odell. It seemed like he was going to lose against him when they were trying to kill him for the whole "you're not magical" thing, magical racism. This battle was so good. Just all of this was great. I encourage you to watch it. I'm pretty sure I've skipped over parts. Me describing it does not do it justice. If for some reason you're watching this and you haven't watched the episode, please watch this episode. So meanwhile, all of this is going on. Innocent Zero is making a move. The beginning of the episode starts with a guy in a cloak. That guy. Oh wow! Can't believe I hit it on the beat. That guy right there, on his cloak, riding in on a black wyvern, flanked by 2 other black wyverns. You can call them black dragons. Not all dragons are wyverns, but all wyverns are dragons. But black wyverns. And I appreciate you guys letting Mash finish the fight. Thank you for not pulling Sasuke versus Gaara, or hell, what's another tournament battle? Was it Goku versus Vegeta? Oh, technically they did finish that. they finished that. That's one of my top 5 battles. They finished that for the Boo Saga. Just a lot of tournaments where they don't finish it. I mean, this exam is probably over at this point. We'll see what happens with the next episode. But I appreciate MASH being able to finish up before Innocent Zero shows up. By the way, shows up by cracking the literal sky, cracking space, and coming right through with the dragon claws. And I come to pay attention that I wasn't really paying attention before, because I thought, oh, it's just a design trope to get you to go, oh, okay, this individual here, Margaret Macarone, uses music, so their motif is a conductor with the wand. You have the spells have the letters, have the musical notes, the trebles, the clay and clefs and bass and all that good stuff. And the lines, I can't really tell what Capriccio Luo Dong's deal is. This is like a jagged line, but if you look at this guy at the bottom here, his magical lines look like the hands of a clock. They call it the hands or arms. We'll go with arms, with the arms of a clock. And I'm pretty sure he's using time magic, because everything goes grayscale. No one is moving. They have red outlines. Everything has red outlines and everything's grayscale except for him and his people. And this man is caressing Mash's face and touching the chin. I'm like, bruh, you are getting, what's the guy, the guy who was going to kill Abel and Mash stopped him. I'm like, you're getting creepy. You guys are JoJo villains for sure. No, this guy's caressing Mash's face because he says Mash is his son. If you his daddy, why did you abandon him? Why did you abandon Mash? And if you did also abandon him and you're his father, and you've been an issue in the past with Wahlberg, how old are you? Wait, who's Mash's mom? Will these things that will get answered later? I don't know, but these are things that came to me. And essentially, he's like, yeah, you're the last part of the puzzle, my son. I'm gonna take you back, and now shall we go with his 3 or 4 cronies. And Wahlberg shows up in green flames, like Dumbledore, literally like Dumbledore. And is that the Order of the Phoenix? Is it the Order of the Phoenix? Was it the Goblet of... Nope, that's not the Goblet of Fire. It's Order of Phoenix. When Dumbledore, they show up in the Ministry of Magic, and Dumbledore shows up in the green flame as Voldemort's about to get Harry. Shows up in the wisp of the green flame. That's what Wahlberg does. And Wahlberg's like, I think we shan't. You shan't. I simply cannot hand over that child to you, Innocent Zero. So we're about to get a heavyweight magic battle. It's crazy because while he was on the move, I'm just gonna call him Neville. Remember the curly hair person? I don't remember his or her name. Neville was warning Reveiw, the pretty boy, Divine Visionary, the Light King, saying, hey, we got word on Innocent Zero moving, and they're going to MASH. Okay, well, Pterodal and Fandal, who are already there to be security, who from Innocent Zero is going? Innocent Zero himself. So you mean to tell me that the group is named after the guy who made the group? Which again is kind of a musical theme here, right? When you think of bands, because I mean, kinda, because Sade is the singer, but Sade is also the band, right? Sade is the singer and the band. Look it up. I had to look it up. I was confused at first. Sade is the singer and the band. So wait, so is it kind of like Questlove and the Roots? Because Questlove is the Roots. But it's kind of like if Questlove was called The Roots, and The Roots, the band, was The Roots, but it's also, hey, this is The Roots. So Innocent Zero is the name of the group. And the name of the group is named after the guy Innocent Zero. I kind of like his name now. Like, it's a cool name when you think about it. That is an anime villain name. Better than Sosuke Aizen. I said what I said. So, wow. Mash's daddy and Wahlberg's gonna fight. I'm hoping that the other divine visionaries, since you guys are supposed to be strong, I'm hoping you guys didn't get caught up in the time magic, because you're going to have to fight the other 4 cronies so that Wahlberger can stop dude from abducting Mash. I'm going to assume that the exam is going to be over at this point, because someone's going to be messed up. Someone's going to get their butt whooped. Someone's gonna possibly be abducted. Actually, what was the name of the next episode? Is actually called Mash Burnedead in the Tall Tower. So, are they gonna lock Mash away in a tall tower? Is the tall tower the place he's gonna be taken to by the bad guys? Who knows? I mentioned Pinky, right? Mash grabbing it with the Pinky. When Margaret Macarone unleashed their full power, they said, I knew just from fighting you that you, hold on, I'm sure I wrote that entire line down. Mash even asked Macaroon if they were a muscle type like him, since, snapping and moving at the speed of sound and kicking Mash in the face. No, they aren't. So the Pinky X, Macaroon says to Mash that, to make me take this form, you're guilty. I don't know what that meant, but they did an X with their fingers. Even Mash goes, they did an X with their pinky. I don't know the significance of the pinky, but I do think it's funny that the X with the pinky and Mash using his pinky is what helps him beat Macaroon. Yeah. The lions do give it away on the face. It's interesting, especially Mash's line is kind of, since it's drawn and made up, it's so simple. Like, his moves are simple yet complicated. By the by, the reason we know Mash tunneled under the ground is because apparently Finn saw it. How is Finn Krillin but not Krillin, right? Finn is able to follow Mash's movements. Is it because you've been around him that long? Like, when all the sound thing hit, Macaroon didn't see it. No one else saw it. Finn saw it. Finn, how? And then what's funny is Finn goes, well, wait a minute. That would mean Mash has to move faster than sound, since the attack is a sound attack. And nothing can move that fast. And he says, it's freaky. It's freaky that you were able to follow him doing all of that. What? Oh no. This gets a 5 out of 5. Yeah, we're having a great gold star weekend, because fives are abundant. This was a great episode. Great fight. You finished it. The ending was a good cliffhanger. Like, not a manufactured one where it's like, oh, you could have finished this up. No. Good cliffhanger. We're probably going to see Wahlberg fight. We're going to see what's going on with this Innocent Zero guy / group. This is gonna be good. I'm legitimately anticipating what's gonna go on here. So, what did you think of the episode? Leave a comment down below. Please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of more reviews just like this one. And don't forget, if you want to support me even further, my Patreon is in the link below. Thank you for taking some time out to listen to me talk about martial magic and muscles. Please be good, be blessed, take care of yourselves, be safe out there, be good to yourselves, be good to others. Either way it goes, don't be a jerk about it, all right? Remember, there are people out there that care about you, because you're definitely not a jerk. I promise you're not a jerk. And if you're feeling down and out, make sure you reach out to somebody, all right? There are people out there that care about you. They'd rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. So reach out. My social media is in the description down below, right underneath that Patreon link. Feel free to give me a follow, send me a message, say hey. As long as you're not a jerk about it, we'll be cool. All right. Well, until next time, I'm looking forward to seeing what's gonna happen. I hope you all have a great week, and we're gonna muscle on through.